Okay, so
This
guys,
is
I'm
Excelsior
today going to be
Hypermedia.
customizing my CPU. Well, not really customizing, but like getting a new fan. So this is what I bought. Bought it for about 50 bucks. It's an Arctic Cooling Freezer Extreme version Revolution 2, I guess, or version 2, something like that. It's a 160 watt power is what it takes. It supports Intel Core i7, Intel Core i5, and 755 sockets. Also the AMD sockets 3 and 2 plus. Okay, so that's great. I'm going to install that on this system. And we're going to try and see just by default settings on the difference in power. So right now I was getting about 38, 39, 37, 38, 39 degrees Celsius with the in-stock, the stock fan, which came with my CPU. I think I did a video, actually I did, kind of showed you how I installed my CPU, and the rest of it, my camera was dead, so that didn't work. Anyways, I'm going to have to kind of get here. So the tools that you're going to need is rubbing alcohol. I use that because it's also useful for other things. I just bought one. Some type of soft thing. I'm going to use maybe one of these. Cotton balls would work. Q-tips. Maybe toilet paper. Anything that's soft, because you're going to need to remove the thermal compound. So, yeah. Now, you're going to want to turn off your computer, unplug the already fan if you are doing that. You're going to want to unlatch this, so I'm pretty sure I've got everything all done. Unlatch this, so like that. Just kind of take that. It's actually latched in there pretty good. Mess with this. So I got that. So you just want to push down and move to the side. I've never done this before. Yeah, that's good. Twist and kind of just get it out slowly. You don't want to really rip it out. So I did that. Now it's all over here. You can see I need to remove that. So I'll start with the CPU fan, because basically if you're doing this you're going to install a new one. So I'll use these discs. I'd probably use that, whatever you have. I have all tools, so just anything that's soft you're going to want to use. So I'll do this right here so you can see. So you just want to do that. Just flip this over, get it a little wet so it absorbs it. Just kind of try and get that off of there. So it's not too hard to get off, just a little bit of pressure. See, look how dirty that is. I'm gonna need to use another one. Q-tips will probably take the longest because their surface area really sucks. But yeah. So now I'll just use this. There's a little bit of residue over. I'll use the toilet paper. So with the toilet paper and the Q-tips, you're not going to want to turn the bottle over on them. You're going to want to just kind of roll it up and stick it in a little bit. With that, just kind of get rid of all that residue of thermal paste. So that looks pretty good. So Q-tips you just dip into here. So I'll start with a Q-tip. Yeah, that's going to take quite a while with a Q-tip. So what I'm probably going to do for this is unlatch CPU fan. And I have the original case. Oh, what happened there? Okay, I'm just going to put this down. Oh, I know what that is. Sorry. So your CPU comes with something like this. I happen to have kept that. So I'll just kind of use that. Because I know that's safe to put the CPU on. I don't really want to clean it in there. So I'm just going to clean it on the corner there. Now if you noticed, I find that Q-tips will take the longest to clean this residue off. Yep. I'm very sure you're going to take quite a while with that. So I'm going to take, let's say paper towel, just kind of wipe off the excess residue. So I'm with the Q-tip, I'm just kind of going over everything. And what happens is rubbing alcohol, which is the substance I used, if I didn't mention that sooner, is actually removing and dissolving the thermal paste. So with that, you can kind of just take toilet paper, just run it across the sides there to pick up the leftover. It's almost looking like new. I don't know exactly like what it looked like new, but yeah. So I'm just getting a little bit more. I'm gonna have another Q-tip in there. I'm going to make sure I want to get the sides. So basically almost anyone has a Q-tips toilet paper, so it's actually not that hard to clean with that only. So if I ever wanted to use that fan, if one breaks in my other computer, I remove the thermal paste, so all I need to do is apply new thermal paste to that. Okay, that fell. Just going to kind of wipe off the sides there. Now you actually understand you do not want to bend any of these little, sorry I'm wiping off off screen. So that should be good. You don't want to bend any of these. So just making sure they're not vent. There's no vent. So that's that. So make sure this is up all the way before reapplying. Okay, wait, actually, I've noticed that there's still thermal paste on here. It's very light. Basically, these things should be kind of reflective when you're done with them. So I'm going to advise that Q-tips aren't the best. I'd say the disc is the best, just because how easy it is to use. You just turn the thing like that. Okay, so we're back. Crap, that was only 5 seconds. Oh, okay, wait, never mind, let's just measure that. So, okay, I'm gonna hurry here, so, yeah. Okay, good. And I'm just going to finish screening again. So basically I had to cut to that and remove it out of the case to install this. Just because it's such a big fan. But I was able to easily install it once I got this whole thing out of the case. Okay, so basically I installed the pieces all together. I think I have everything connected, and I'm gonna show you the CPU temperature difference of this fan and the model if you want to know. So it looks like that. Looks like about half an inch difference from the top. Still will fit perfectly. So my system is circulating air. This should probably work much better. From that fan through into this, which is going through this fan, which is going to this fan, which is blowing it out there. And that should make it work pretty good. Also, this fan's blowing out air, so any air that kind of goes through here will just come down. So I think I have a pretty good setup for this type of fan.